In a world of sorrow and craziness, we are here to try and bring you some comfort and laughter, hopefully. And if this is like a horrible episode, then you get to at least talk some shit to us because we gave y'all some bullshit ass shit to talk about,
exactly.
or you saw us do some dumb shit. But yeah, look. Here's what I was telling you. Yeah, I posted something about last time. So I was like, you trying to gas me up? Yo, we appreciate everybody out there that's trying to gas us up whenever we're online and shit. That's fire.
Yo, people are wild. Greatest Latinx podcast.
They said that.
Míralo.
I know you tripping. I
crazy.
know that's not true, but we're gonna take it anyway.
That's
because
crazy. Actually, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know any Latinx podcasts. But
do you use the term Latinx?
Well, okay. I figured Latinx meant just like Latino, Latina, right? Is the plural?
No.
No?
I don't think so.
For real? I just thought that's what
Latinx.
What do I mean?
Okay, I get real confused about the term. Remember how we talked about definitions earlier?
Yeah.
Like I get real confused about the term because I think Latinx started in academia. I think it started in like colleges and universities where like people were studying Latin culture. But I think it got like reappropriated to be like a more
gender
neutral kind of thing. But I'm not sure that it originated that way. Either way, do you use it?
I don't know actually. I usually just will go more with Hispanic.
Excuse me. Bro, a lot of Hispanics, the range of Hispanics, right? Like a lot of Hispanics reject that term.
Latinx?
Yeah.
Why?
For real. A lot of like Hispanic people reject the term Latinx because like they might, because you know how in Spanish, like in the language, it goes from like feminine to masculine depending on who you're talking to.
Yeah.
But also like the male term can also be all encompassing.
Yeah.
Like you can say as a woman, you
you're
can say
Latino, and
yes.
you're just like,
yeah, as a woman, you can say I'm Latino.
Yeah.
I classify as a Latino person. You know what I mean? And like that in and of itself can be encompassing. Like a lot of people are like, there's no reason for me to say Latinx because I'm just Latino. You know, I'm just Hispanic. What are you talking about? Why are you trying to like give us a new name when we already been having our names? Like,
I just really thought it meant like A or O, like Latino, Latina. It's just Latinx. Just like it. Yeah, I could be like talking about girl.
I've seen Latino people push back on it.
Oh, that's crazy.
And like, I have no opinion because I don't care. But I've seen people push back, and I'm like, yo, like this shit is wild.
That's
like,
crazy.
It's wild that that's something that's supposed to maybe be all inclusive.
Yeah, more inclusive is actually like driving some sort of a wedge. Bit. Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's interesting. No, because I mean, I typically don't even say Latina. Because I don't like the connotation that Latinas have, to be honest with you.
Your stereotypes?
The stereotypes and like just like the fetishization, all that shit for Latina specific, because there's a lot of people be like, oh, you're Latina. It's like, gross. Stop talking to me. Like, don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like when people come up to me like, oh, you're a Latina spicy mommy or whatever. And I'm like, okay, shut up. It's disgusting.
Stereotypes, right? Like, how much of the stereotype has to be true for it to be a stereotype?
I don't know. I mean, look, I'm gonna sit here
because like also like, are you spicy? You know what I mean? like if you were some like super calm, like placid, like girl, and then you were like, man, I hate it when y'all call me spicy. Like I'm actually really like calm and like I don't like confrontation. But every time I see you trying to fight somebody. So it's true. So you are spicy as fuck. Like,
I mean, look,
on a scale from Cholula to
the bomb, I'm the bomb, bro.
To fucking habanero, the bomb, beyond insanity. Like
I'm the bomb. I'm not about to be. I'm not Cholula.
So you're spicy. Then.
I'm not like.
So you're spicy. How many? Do you know? Okay, better question. Do you know of any Latina that is not spicy?
I have a couple friends that are pretty mild.
For real?
Yeah.
Like super mild.
Mild.
Like
very
Cholula.
Mild. Well, you know.
Or are they mild compared to
Well, they're mild compared to me, but like,
are they white people mild?
I wouldn't consider white people mild. They're a little offended on their end, but like,
this is a good question, right? This is a good question because I agree with you that people like fetishize Latin women and like other cultures be like, man, Latin women are like always like, and like you guys get a bad rap for always having attitudes and always being, but no,
I don't think we get a bad rap. I think on the opposite end, they like it. They're like, oh, be feisty, be whatever.
Oh, okay, well, I've seen it as like a bad rap, like you're too like confrontational, and then I've also seen it in like where Latinas will embrace it. Like, so what? Like you either fucking take it or you leave it. You know what I mean? If you can't be around me, then don't show up. Like, what you talking about? Like, you got choices, right? Make one.
Me. Yeah, literally.
You know?
So I've seen. If you don't like the heat, get the fuck out the kitchen, bro. Because
I've seen that. I've seen more Latin women embrace that, which is spicy as fuck. White women don't say that.
No, they don't.
White women are like, you either accept me or you don't. Like the whole like take me as like take me as I am or else get the fuck on. That was not a white people thing.
No, that's not a white people thing. That's definitely not a white people thing. Well, I would say
that's black and brown people.
Facts, because
you either accept me for who I am or get the fuck on. That's y'all.
Facts.
That's not white people didn't say that. White people would be like, okay, I'll try. Like,
nah, G. No, yeah, you know, I do feel like that's true. I guess. No, I've met.
Women empowerment might get past political policy level because of white women, but it gets the fucking momentum from brown and black people.
For sure, bro. Like,
you know what I mean?
We get a rep for being spicy for a reason, though. Like, that's fact. That's fact.
What I'm saying. So how much of the stereotype is true?
And I think it's a stereotype that is...
What's the stereotype for Hispanic men? And we'll do that one next. See if I'm that.
Well, I don't know. What are the stereotypes for men? Like, what, y'all beaners or something? Like...
Well, Mexicans in general, right? Like fucking wetbacks, but those are like racial slurs.
I feel like those are more like
or
racial
like derogatory terms or whatever, right?
But like for
which
men,
I never got.
I guess like the macho is like Machista, a stereotype for
toxic
men.
Masculinity gets a bad rap because of Latinos. But I mean, is that exclusive to Latinos or is that men in general?
Well, I think Latino or Hispanic men in general are taught from like very, very young ages. You gotta be a man's man. You know what I mean? Like you gotta be.
Which is super weird because on average we're short as fuck. And
for real,
and like,
G, because we were, we are short as fuck.
On average, I'm talking about on average. I'm not saying there's not no tall Mexicans out there.
Nah, but on average, or some tall Ecuadorians, short, bro. Like, because we were watching actually a show or something somehow, and you know how we started talking about how dad would post up with anybody. That's short as shit, bro.
Yeah,
and like dad really be like, get with it, puto. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and like,
I didn't realize how short he was until I was grown.
Facts,
I was all like, bro, you better sit down with your Oompa Loompa self.
With your tiny bulldog looking self.
What are you doing? Who you trying to fight right now? Like, you can't even reach over there.
Facts. So we were watching a soccer game or something, and dad was like, look how we Mexican. And dad was hella proud of the fact that Mexican people are like little chihuahuas, like head ass spicy people. And that was like talking about how we were watching this soccer game with like it was like some, I don't know if it was USA contra Mexico, but like this Mexican like player, man, this tiny ass little motherfucker really out here like post up with this big ass dude, and this big ass dude was like, shut up, Boba. And he was like, say something though, but you gonna get whatever. And this man was running laps around him all around the thing, and he's like, say something. And it was like, literally, and it's like, you know, we really do get that. Okay. I did get that then.
What's the greatest, like, like you don't talk about this as Mexican people, like it'll offend all of us at the same time? I think I know what it is. Do you have one?
I'm talking. You say I don't know. I don't.
As Mexican people, I can tell you right now. It doesn't matter how invested you are in Mexican culture. We felt this in our DNA. We felt this in the psyche, the zeitgeist of our collective consciousness. We felt this shit. No era penal. No,
yeah.
The whole No Era Penal era. That shit.
Fuck, that shit was
riled
hard. I remember that riled everybody in their mom was up.
Yo, literally. Summer school was not it that year.
I remember that. No Era Penal, yeah.
Because No Era Penal had us all the way fucked up.
Everybody was Wow, yeah, that's true.
All the kids in summer school with their like funnel down Adidas pants.
Oh my
god!
And
you know what I mean? Like,
yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like all them dudes were like, yo.
All the soccer bros were like, nah.
It's injustices out here in this world. Like, you know what I mean?
Like, that's what I
damn,
cool, G. Like that. Facts.
Nora Penal was real. Remember that shit? That shit felt, our uncles was feeling it.
Everybody was feeling it. Even mom and even dad was all about it. Dad don't even watch soccer like that, bro.
Don't you have to take a nap? What's going on right now?
That's true.
Everybody was tripping.
Everybody was tripping.
I bet you if I type right now Nora Penal on somewhere on social media where like it get public, motherfuckers will go for it.
Facts.
I promise you. Let's see if it actually works.
I'm going. Oh my God, Nora Penal. There's like actual people's like. Man, that's funny.
Let's see if we could like actually do some. But like Nora Penal was real.
For real.
Is there really something like that for white people? 9/11.
How you gonna go from like Nora Penal, bro, to like 9/11?
9/11 gets white people riled up.
Yo, no. Like literally. It's been 7 years, 11 months, 4 weeks, 1 day, 23 hours, and 19 minutes. Y aún no era penal.
That's what I'm saying.
This was posted 3 days ago, bro. This was literally posted 3 days ago, being like, "Yo, this shit." I'm saying?
No, we are not letting that go. We are not gonna let that go, dog.
FIFA's YouTube channel has this game and the Nora Penal game. Literally, they call it the Nora Penal.
The Nora Penal game, you see?
Talking
but
about
like, you
the
see,
Nora
like,
Penal.
it's even more disrespectful because like fucking FIFA will flagrantly know that it wasn't a fucking penal.
Yeah.
And they won't give it back. Yo, we lost.
Facts, bro.
Y'all tripping.
Yo, there's so many. Oh my God, there's actually so many posts recently that are like, no era penal. Wow. Yo, I hadn't even thought about that. I don't know. I hadn't even thought about that since it happened. Wow, you just unlocked so many core memories right now.
Right?
Like you actually unlocked like legit core memories right now. That's crazy.
Yes,
wow.
Because it's serious.
I remember that.
It was like a very serious fucking moment.
Yeah.
It was real.
It was a pinnacle moment in Mexican history.
It really was. What's the pinnacle moments in Mexican history?
Yeah, I don't know.
Aztec pyramids, when the quinceañera was lit for the Aztecs, right? Like
up in that sacrificial tomb.
When it was like legit quinceañeras, like you know
literally,
what I mean?
like that was it.
Yeah, where
you were
you know what I
coming
mean?
of age.
Yeah, and there was some sacrifice and shit. There was some like goats being sacrificed and shit. We were lit back then. You know what I mean?
Facts.
That was a pinnacle moment. And then
I think the Cinco de Mayo still gets everybody riled up in Mexico.
No.
No. The fact that it's not a thing. Like the fact that like people just recognize it's like, yeah, it was la Guerra de Puebla and that's it. Like they're like, that's it. We don't gotta be doing no extra shit like Americans do. Like I feel like
maybe
like if you talk to like
a Mexican person,
if you talk to a Mexican person and you're like, yeah, what are you doing for Cinco de Mayo? I'd be like, nothing. I'm gonna go home. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
What other things that like? Yeah, fucking. We were lit when the fucking Aztecs were killing it. No, that's the Mayans. When the Aztecs were killing it, we were killing it, and then the other time that we united as a country was no era penal.
No era penal. Facts. Because after that, yeah, there's really nothing else that I can think of. Like
we willingly gave Texas away. They willingly gave Texas away. They willingly was like, yo, y'all can keep California. Like Facts. It's cool. Like you know what I mean? Mexico is the only country that is from my knowledge that is always unfazed, at least perception wise, from anything that's going on anywhere. You remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless no era penal happens, in which case we were ready, man. We were.
They were ready to post up all the.
I keep saying we. They were ready to go.
Well, we stand to be part of that collective group.
Trump started talking about a wall, and Mexicans were like,
"What?
You gonna redo the wall?"
And there's a wall.
There's already a wall.
There's already a wall, bro. And
what are you talking about?
And we be playing through it. What are you talking about? We got seesaws on this whole.
What are you talking about? Like.
Facts.
We play volleyball with y'all.
They do though. I seen they play volleyball. They do seesaws.
Mexicans were like eating their fucking tacos, like What did he say?
Oh my God, bro. And whenever he was like, Mexico gonna pay for the wall, they looked at him like, pay for what wall?
Who's paying for the wall?
Who's paying for the wall? Like,
Who's paying for the wall?
He actually had the audacity to say that, didn't he? Wow.
Grandma was like, the bathroom is outside. Who's paying for what wall? Which rancho getting taxed to pay for the wall?
Which rancho's getting taxed? How you want to pay this? Wow.
Which ranchito's getting taxed? Aguascalientes ain't paying for no wall.
They ain't paying for no goddamn wall.
Saltillo ain't paying for no wall. Who you talking about?
Oh my God.
Who you talking? It was real.
It's true.
White people is Nora Penal is 9/11. Name another one. Name another. Except white people actually went to war.
Exactly.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I can't. No, white. I don't think you think. Wait, white people or like Americans?
White people. Because I'm gonna tell you something. When 9/11 happened, you guys were like really young.
Yeah.
I don't even. Were you born? Okay. When 9/11 happened, everybody got picked up from school. Everybody. Not me.
No, Mama said you can stay here.
We were at fucking Days of Allah. I was at Days of Allah. 4th grade. I was like, why is everybody leaving? They showed on the TV. You know how they have the TV on the corner? No, they have the TV. They showed the shit. They showed the fucking buildings coming down and shit. And we were like this. Right? And I remember the teacher being like, oh my God. And we had a white teacher. So I remember like, oh my God, like what? And everybody was like, what the fuck? Like, so we having this test or not? Because we didn't study, you know? And then everybody got picked up and it's just me and the teacher at the end of the day. And when I went home, that was one of the days that Pops wasn't out drinking because apparently everybody was tripping, right? And they were on the news. They were like, oh, you never know. Like there might be more like attacks and this and that. But the war on terror started that day.
That's true.
And Pops was like, fucking white people.
For real.
And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I'm like watching it. I'm getting everything secondhand.
Yeah.
And I was like, why didn't you pick me up from school, man?
Like everybody got picked up. What about me?
I asked him, why didn't I get picked up from school? He goes, because white people ain't bombing Second Ward. Sorry, not white people. He said, like,
because they're not.
This war is for white people. This war is not for inner city Mexican neighborhoods. Like this ain't our fight.
This got nothing to do with you. Yeah,
this ain't our fight. This is a message for white people. This is not a message for Latin Second Ward Houston. So my ass stayed in school, and I was the only one on the bus too. On the way home, fucking route 1317 or whatever the fuck it was called.
Con esta.
That's what I'm saying. 9/11 was with Alanis.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, Alanis was killing it.
I remember that.
Alanis bus service. Shout out to Miss Alanis or the Alanis family.
But, I remember that, man. Oh, man, I remember buses. I remember the lady at the bus used to take care of us because Mom used to like not be able to pick us up. So she would pick us up. The little bus lady, Juani. Remember Juani? We would go. She'd, come pick us up. She'd take us to Austin because she'd be. We were in the fucking bus.
She took you out of Austin?
Yeah, because we were like.
What you mean she took you out of Austin?
Like we would Austin High School. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was like, she took you all the way to Austin, Texas?
Like we would be like, obviously because we're elementary schoolers. They'd pick us up first because we got out of school earlier than high schoolers. So she would come pick us up, drop everybody in, their mom was off, and then. We would end up at Austin High School. I remember because I would see Cynthia every once in a while, doing her thing. Yo, on Cynthia, y'all know how many kids she got now?
Dude, don't be airing people dirty laundry.
I'm just saying she got a lot of kids. But anyways, so we would see her. And I remember we'd just be like chilling, and she would sell Cheetos.
Write down the number of the time.
Yeah, she would sell Cheetos in the bus.
She sold Cheetos. Yo, shout out to the bus drivers that were out here selling, side hustling in the first hustle.
She was selling Cheetos. She would sell Cokes. She would sell chicles. I remember because I used to go under the bus and steal them. Like I would remember.
You would go under the seat?
I would go under the seat and like go up and like.
Man, you fucking.
And like, a little hood kid. What'd you expect? Mama wasn't gonna give me $1 to go buy a freaking Cheeto bag when I was hungry.
Facts. Yo, back in the day, them little
Mom would never.
back in the day, I sound old as fuck. $1 bought you 3 of the small bags of Cheetos.
Facts. Now $1, now like $1.50 or $2 gets you like just 2. I was trying to buy some and I was like,
the vending machine at work is $1.20 for one little bag.
That's fucking crazy, bro. You remember we used to get 3.
33 cents. It was added up to 99 cents exactly, so you won't have to pay tax.
Facts. I remember that.
What a time to be alive back then. Yo, we really took the 90s for granted. The 90s and the early 2000s, we really took it for granted. We really took it like it wasn't a big deal.
I'm telling you, it really is dawning on me just how, like, I'm entering my mid-20s.
Yeah.
Because I'm 24 now. So, like, I'm no longer in my early 20s. I feel like that's like 20 to 22, 23. You know what I mean? You're in your early 20s. 24 to like 26, maybe 27, you're in your mid 20s, and then 27 on the 30, you're in your late 20s, and you head on your 30s. You know what I mean? You are on the different wavelengths as like people during those times. I am now in my mid 20s, and I tell you, I kid you not, I went to a concert with somebody who's popping off like more recently, I guess, amongst the younger crowd. And apparently I'm not. I'm a younger part of the crowd because I went to House of Blues, Houston, here. Big ass House of Blues, downtown, the big one, the big stage. And I was like chilling in the line, you know, with all these people and stuff. And I was like, cool. And then they come out. They're like, hey, who's got an ID? Who's going to drink so I could put your little wristband on? And I'm like, all right, get my ID out. And they just walk in. And I'm like, you know what? Are you going to drink out here? Well, why you ain't going to drink? And then I noticed, I was like, they can't drink. Like, I was like.
You were the oldest one?
Like, no, I mean, I wasn't the oldest one, but I was amongst the older people in the crowd because there's very few people who were like, oh, no. And I was like, because one or two things is happening. When you are young and you can't drink, you don't think about bringing your ID to somewhere because why do you need your ID if you can't drink?
Yeah.
And me, I'm like, I got to be like, okay, I got to remember to bring my ID. I got to bring this with me. Why? Because I'm going to drink and I'm going to go up to the bartender and be like, here, give me my drink. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I just felt so like, it like was very telling to me to be like, damn, like I am legitimately part of like a group of the generation that's now entering into a different stage where I'm just like, these people are legitimately young. Like they are 18, 17-year-olds going to the House of Blues. Like when I would go at that age, I don't even remember going at that age, to be honest with you, but it's like, it's so crazy to me to be thinking about how I'm
over there.
I'm over here and this is the group of people.
Do you see younger people now and the things they do and you're like...
It baffles me. It truly... No. Another thing. So they started playing on the DJ. I was like, literally very telling. I'm like sitting up for this. They started playing Panic at the Disco.
Yeah.
They played Fall Out Boy. Yeah. And they played Blink 182 consecutively, right? And I'm all like, fuck it up. We were like, don't waste your time on me, right? And I was like, the only person amongst the crowd that was like, fuck it up. And then they stopped Blink 182. And I was like, damn, what's up? Everybody around me was like, I don't know what you're singing. And I was like, oh my God. And then they literally, like, the next song was like a Joji song. And I don't know him. He's like this up and coming, more like known guy. And yeah, I know one song of his and maybe another one. And deadass, the whole fucking crowd just erupted singing. And I was like, oh my God.
You just didn't know?
I didn't know the song. So I was just like, damn.
That's how it is for like mumble rap for me sometimes. They'll be playing some mumble rap and I'm like...
I was like, the fact that nobody knew Fall Out Boy, the fact that nobody knew Blink, like Panic at the Disco or Blink 182, I was just like, where am I? What universe am I in? But that's why when you go to
emo night, like a secret group or somewhere,
I bet all of us are vibing.
Shit, everybody's vibing. Everybody's our age, like really trying to be young again.
For real.
Everybody's just like in there going like trying to be young again, and then you get the people that are trying to mosh, and you get everybody like. Bro, what you doing? We're not going mosh right now, dog. Like my knees hurt. Like what you? Bro, if I mosh with you right now, I can't go to work. Like
work tomorrow's not gonna be the same.
If I go in the mosh pit,
I seen people mosh
over
at
mosh pit, I gotta go to PT for like 3 days. If I go in the mosh pit right now, my hip is I'm not gonna be able to sleep on my right side. You know what I mean?
Oh my god!
We should do that. What's gonna happen as a millennial and a fucking?
I mean, because it's weird. Because I'm Gen Z.
Like, what's gonna happen? Like when you can't mosh pit anymore. Like if I go in the mosh pit right now, tomorrow I can't bend over. I can't. You know what I mean?
I will not be able to properly sit on the toilet in the morning, bro. Like, it's not gonna work.
Shit, the way that you didn't used to think about health insurance when you were moshing,
yes.
When you were moshing and you were a kid,
and you were a fucking teenager,
you were a teenager. The way you didn't think about health insurance. When you were at
the fucking Warped Tour getting high off secondhand smoke, because obviously you weren't even old enough to do that shit, and all of a sudden there's moshes going on, and you're like, lit. And it's like not the case now. You're like, remember, hey, my insurance will not cover this.
People be talking about insurance, like they be thinking about insurance, and I'm like, but shit, I didn't used to think about that. Man, poor mom and dad when I broke my nose that second time. Because I showed up, I broke my nose and I was bleeding everywhere, and I walked in the house and I had a fucking rag on my face, and I was like, hey, I need somebody to help me with this. And she walked up, she's like, ay, Dios mío. And she's all this bullshit. And I'm like, no, that's so cool. I just got to clean it off so I could go back outside and I could try this shit again. Like, again, I'm not thinking about, I'm just trying to go up. I'm trying to go back outside. You know, my fucking meat, like fucking outside time wasn't done. So she starts freaking out. She touches my nose and I'm like, first of all, you see it bleeding. Why are you touching it? Who told you that was okay? Right? And then she's like, it's broken, it's sideways. And she showed me a picture in the mirror. My fucking face was icy. And I was like, oh shit. She's like, we gotta go to the hospital. So we went to the hospital. I wasn't thinking about no health insurance. Facts. Shit. If I roll my ankle getting out of bed, I'm like, bro, what we doing today? Like, I can't work out. Like, what's going on? I would never roll my ankle out of bed. But I'm just saying, like if for some reason, like, if for some reason I scrape myself or something, or, you know what I mean? And I'm pretty fit. I be doing hella shit all day, hella shit, and I work out every day. But shit, si me pego, like, you know what I mean? If I hit the door, if I hit the, if my knee hits something, I'm like, fuck, like. Shit, I wonder if that's gonna affect my. And I start like moving my shit around.
Gotta figure out the range of motion for the next couple of days. Yeah.
Fuck.
You didn't think about that.
But you know what? You know how people used to complain about their backs all the time? Oh, my back. Oh, my back. Like, oh, my back. I work on my back a lot for that. Yeah. So I don't have to worry about that shit.
She's like, we're doing preventative measures right now.
Yeah, I hit 30 and I'm like, man, I feel great. And people that used to tell me that, like, oh, you'll feel it when you're 30. I was like, man, I got a bone to pick with these people. I already talked about this on this, right? Yes. But like, I feel great as a 30-year-old, but sometimes I be doing shit and I'm like, whoa, be careful.
It's like,
be careful. You know what I mean? Or what was it that one time, Diego? The one time they were like, you want to ride my skateboard? I'm like, dog, if I ride your skateboard right now, dog. Oh my god. Bro, if I ride your skateboard right now, my shit is gonna get all the way fucked up.
He said,
I don't know, bro. I think I'm gonna be like 50 still riding my skateboard.
No, but okay, so here's the thing.
But you're good at it, though.
Here's the thing. Once you got the muscle memory for it, like Tony Hawk can get on a skateboard right now because they've been doing shit, right? I could kickflip. If I just get on a skateboard, I could probably heel flip or kickflip. No problem. Pero like,
riding
hecho madre? Like,
hey, bro, my dumbass with no insurance still be like hooking onto fucking trucks and
that's
getting
what I'm
fucking
saying.
rides. Yeah.
That shit was like, yo, let's lit, let's go. Like, you know what I mean? If I will think about it, that doesn't mean I won't do it. But I'm like, the moment you give it to me, I'm like, 5 scenarios where I have to get reconstructive surgery.
Fuck. Well,
tomorrow.
Me, it's not even like that. Me, it's just like, I'm about to get a little high from this because I get high from like dangerous activities.
Oh, you get the adrenaline rush?
Yeah.
Are you an adrenaline junkie?
Yeah.
Yes, he is. 1,000%.
We were talking about being an adrenaline junkie the last episode about Everest. I was just editing those clips and I was looking at it and I was like, man, why people do adrenaline for some dumbass shit? We're going to continue this. Why people do some dumbass shit? I was like, man, why people, if y'all need adrenaline, just go to the hood and tell homie to let the pit bull go and just go. And like, y córrele. That's your adrenaline right there.
I have vivid memories. Oh, yo, bro, I have vivid memories. Do y'all remember that? When you already know where I'm going with this one. I literally, you remember this?
No. You got chased by a dog?
Hell yeah, bro. Like, I got chased by, is it Juanitas? No, Los de Guerrero.
Churrumais?
Nah, I don't know if it was
Fetal
churrumais.
lice?
Fetal lice or somebody's kid, some little dusty ass dog, man. But it was those de Guerrero. They were having a party. I was getting my ice cream, minding my business, and some dog just comes chasing after me, and I flail onto the like I literally
a whole ick.
A real ick, bro. And like I swear,
I literally turned around, saw her on the ground. I was like, dang, and I ran.
like he was like, look, homie, this is your fight.
That boy said, damn.
Yeah.
Damn, you had a moment, huh?
Facts, man. And I
Did you
remember
unmute
falling.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember falling, and I remember like you know, and
You fell in slow motion? You fell in slow motion? You like saw yourself fall in slow motion? You fell in slow motion the way the slaves fall in slow motion in the movies? Like in like slave movies?
Yes.
They always fall in slow motion.
Yes, and I literally fell in slow. I was like running, I tripped, because I have vivid memories as a child always just falling. I fell a lot. Like I have mine. Yeah, my whole knees are fucked up. They're so ugly and shit because I have like like scabs and shit from falling all the time because I obviously didn't have no coordination, and I would just flip on myself or something. Me tropezaba with my own 2 feet, and I literally tripped on the sidewalk.
So the dog chasing you didn't make it any easier.
Well, nah, G.
You got into fight or flight, and you started flying, and you couldn't fly.
And it didn't work, man. Literally. And it was just because like dad wanted to go get me or something. I don't really know what happened there, but no dog came at. I mean, I don't even realize if the dog was actually coming after me.
You do be saying damn a lot and just standing there like damn. That's crazy.
Yeah,
because
when
the way the way he gave you that scar right there,
he was like,
that was fucking legendary.
Literally, Alex was like,
damn.
He was that one meme with the guy with the red hat going,
Su madre, like
he was
hey,
like,
be careful. Like after the fact, blood all rolling all up and down your face.
Facts.
Like, hey, be careful.
She shouldn't have been behind me. That's the
I
thing.
don't know, man.
Yo,
but like,
okay,
it was
so
fucking
let's
crazy.
paint the picture real quick. We were at the homies.
We were at the homies' backyard, which by the way, now that I like think about it, it was so much smaller than I remember it. I remember it was dirt, man. It looked like you were out on the ranchito in the middle of Houston. Like what? That doesn't make sense. But anyway,
yeah. I don't mean ratchet in like a bad way, but like I mean like we're just in the hood. Like
it was in the hood,
dirt.
man. It was hood. It was literally the dirt.
Yeah.
And I remember it was like this little dirt area. Alex was playing with a golf club, and with a golf ball because he was trying to play golf. Like he was making a little hole for it.
Yeah, I was making a hole.
He was making a hole for it. And so, but right behind him was a little like brick path, like one of those little like randomly placed bricks, whatever.
So that when it rains, like
in my mind, it didn't occur to me as like a 6-year-old,
as a human being with some common sense.
Yeah, literally, as a 6-year-old, it didn't occur to me that Alejandro could possibly like hit me with it. Like I just figured like, nah, like I'm just gonna evade it if it comes. But apparently that's just literally not what happened. I walked, and Alex was, grabbing the fucking stick, and he was hitting the floor, and then all of a sudden that stick hit me. And
that shit hit you hard
it hit
too.
Me
like
right
here.
Like this. Yeah, like it hit me.
You feel like Frankenstein fell.
Facts, man, because it literally grabbed me and literally hit me like from. Now I'm big and you can't even see it, but when I was this little,
you can see it, dog.
Yeah, you can see it.
You can still see this shit.
You can see it.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. You might not be able to see it on the screen, but you can see it.
I mean, if you see me up close, you can see it. But it was literally this big. Like I remember it was from like here to here. I remember, man, because it was in elementary school. Had a big ass fucking like nasty ass little scab on my face, and mom had me in bangs too, bro. So like it just
to try to cover it up.
No, man, just because that's what mom wanted me to have. It was just horrible.
Okay, that's a rite of passage for Latin people. Is you have to have a bad haircut when you're young. You just have to have it.
You with your bowl. You were
amazing. My haircuts were. I had a bowl, but I rocked that shit.
Nah, man.
I rocked that bowl.
I was a cute fucking kid.
Well, I have pictures of it.
I'm just saying. That shit
I
was a bad
got pictures
haircut.
of it.
That's like when white people get their mullets.
I fuck with them.
That's not it though. Nah, son. Okay, we have to talk about some things that are made. We gotta talk about, you know how things go in circles. There's some fashion things that need to stay in the motherfucking past.
Low-rise jeans are in, and I like them.
Mullets are amazing.
Mullets need to stay the fuck back in fucking Arkansas or wherever the fuck it came from. Mullets need to get all the way the fuck back there.
I like
no.
them.
Mullets
The
are
achy
pretty
breaky
cool.
heart broke for a reason.
I like them. I like mullets.
Nah,
I like
mullets gotta get the fuck out of here. Rat tails need to get the fuck out of there. The Jedi twist on the back of the
Those are
thing.
weird. Those are weird.
That's like the fucking that needs to go the fuck away. There's some 90s trends that be coming back right now that need to stay over there.
Like, besides that.
I'm trying to think.
Bring it up.
Yo,
You bringing it up?
like that's trendy right now.
Wait,
People should be dressing like this.
is your computer connected to your texts?
No, but you can send it to me right here. You said like.
So we could like pull it up right there?
I don't know, but y'all can see this because it's close enough
Oh no,
to my face.
I'll put the thing on there.
And so this was, you look cute in this. Your ears was doing their thing, you know?
Yo, my ears been doing their
look,
thing.
let me show y'all just how big this motherfucker's ears are.
I'm about to zoom in on when I edit it. I'm gonna zoom in hella hard.
Absolutely do that, in fact, because it is very much evident in these. Where is this video? There's a picture of you that literally was like, whoa.
Yo, but yeah, my ears be
Like
the life of
big,
the
bro.
fucking
Them
party.
bitches were big. Here they are. Look, but you were so cute. But like, he's
Dang,
a baby with overgrown ears. This is Dumbo.
Look at my big ass ears, dude. What are some fashion trends you feel need to get the fuck back?
Need a comeback or
No, need to stay where they're at.
Racism.
That's not a fashion trend.
That's
It's
not a
coming
fashion
back.
trend.
But yeah.
It's definitely coming
Is
back.
it,
No, yeah,
did
but we're talking
is it
about
coming
fashion
back
trends.
or did it never leave?
Okay, before,
never
it
left.
used to be like for a while it was like super hard like for you to be
Racism
open
was
about
wearing
it.
blackface for a long time.
Yeah, and now it's just like everyone feels so
Wrap your head
comfortable
around
being racist.
that.
People really feel like that, like they are empowered to be racist at the moment, which is
That's what I'm saying.
kinda
So they're
creepy.
taking the blackface off.
Yeah. Okay. Fashion trends that I think shouldn't come back are.
There's some trends right now. Like, hold on, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
The
I can't-
bulky as tennis shoe. No. This is a boot. The bulky ass tennis shoes. That fucking Balenciaga Tyrannosaurus Rex, like fucking Tetris of a shoe, need to stay in the 90s, dog.
I have
Stay
some.
in the 90s.
But they're basically running shoes, and that's what running
Nah,
shoes are.
son.
I have some.
Nah, the best running shoes right now are slim. They're form fitting. They're and they got the right foam underneath.
Oh yeah, okay. Another thing,
I
we're
have
talking
some big
about like
ones.
thick shoes. The whole thick shoe thing is horrible. It trained people to not be able to run correctly. You're supposed to be able to have like a flat surface, not like this inclined surface for you to run. Ideally, you're running on just your toes, the ball of your feet.
The ball of your feet, yeah.
The shoes that they created for you to run are thick as hell from the heel to make you run heel toe. Honestly, I feel like it's a conspiracy theory where they're trying to make you run the specific way, so you need the shoes to weaken your feet in order for you to be able to run with them all the time. All right.
Damn, you're trying to expose
Look at
people
you,
right now,
man.
dog?
Damn.
With that,
trying
I
to-
check out. I gotta go do brush.
You're trying to expose the
Nah,
whole,
but I don't know, man.
Adidas and everybody. I'm not trying to do that.
I
I just
like-
think they ugly. Stop wearing that shit.
No, you know what need to stop? Those Yeezys that we talked about. Because
Yes.
I fucking hate
Yes.
those Yeezys.
I'm
They're
gonna
so
tell you about.
disgusting.
I was at a baby shower yesterday, and the homie had just bought the new Yeezys. There has not, and I don't care how. I'm a sneakerhead too. I don't care what y'all say. There is not one Yeezy shoe that is good looking at all.
I don't think Yeezys are
the
attractive at
350s
all.
are ass. The 750s are ass. The runners are ass. That fucking wannabe Velociraptor Crocs are ass. Like
Okay,
everything.
the slides grow onto you. And then
The slides are overpriced and they look like they were 3D printed.
Okay.
Like that shit was. All of that shit is ass. The only Yeezy shoe that was worth what it was really nice was the Red Octobers when it was with Nike. Those were the only ones. Only ones. I stand my ground. Y'all can come at me because all of y'all are wearing Yeezys right now, and it's honestly really bad.
I think Yeezys are just absolutely disgusting.
Horrendous.
I can't look as somebody who, again, you were always a sneakerhead.
Yeah.
So I grew up like understanding and looking at sneakerhead culture through the lens of a b-boy, like through the lens of seeing you be a b-boy, and
the
then
first
the
sneakerheads.
street culture of b-boying. And I do 100,000% believe that b-boys had the look that everybody is looking for right now, with the baggy jeans, the oversized shirts, the graphic shirts, everything that you see with the beanies, the bucket hats, everything
Yo, them
came from
bucket hats,
b-boys.
though.
They came from b-boys. And I distinctly remember being like, damn, bro, when I'm older, I'm about to rock this shit like nobody's business. I would be like, I'm gonna go in Juan's laundry and go steal them big ass
shirts,
the graphic shirts with
culture
like
tees
with
is what I call them?
the baddest and shit like that. The biggest and baddest. And then I remember like your big ass sweatpants, like, and it was like a fucking like wow, like to me.
Yo, y'all be wearing that shit with heels now.
And now we wear it, and now it's a trend. It's a fucking trend, and I remember distinctly. That's why I feel like somebody who likes trends and likes to follow along with like certain trends, I very much fuck with this trend that's like the big oversized shit, because I was like, y'all, like, do y'all not realize that this is coming from b-boy culture? Like, from what I remember, like
early hip-hop culture
was this, you know what I mean? And this fucking, so when I think sneakerheads, I think, you know, the Adidas, I think
shell toes,
like I remember, I mean, all
like,
of that,
like sneaker culture has evolved, and it has a lot of things.
It's got done a lot.
Jordan did a lot for sneaker culture, like you know, and the sneakerheads now, like it's a more exclusive. I get it 100%. But Yeezys specifically,
but Yeezys ain't it.
That's not it. And like all them big ass fucking shoes that be coming out that are all bulky and shit, y'all need to cut that off. y'all need to stop putting fucking.
I know, I like those.
Y'all need to stop putting these fucking Tetris ass, Pac-Man ass shoes on your feet.
I like those.
Like, nah, son, that's not it. And I'm gonna be even for girls, it's even worse. If guys do it, like. Look, man, as a guy, I get it. Sometimes it's hard to have a good sense of style because you're like, you might be like limited form, like your form, it might be limiting. And then you also have, as a guy, there needs to be a
Show
huge
me an example
level,
of the ones that
like,
you're talking about, though,
huge
'cause I
level
feel
of
like
confidence before like you get to like actually rock your shit, right?
Yeah.
So like a guy can wear basic ass shit. But confidence sells the piece or whatever. And it is the same for women too. To a certain degree, but you guys
mean like these?
You guys, let me see.
Like these? Or no? These are platform.
Yeah, like those. Like those, I mean, those are ugly, but I'm talking about like...
You mean like these? Hold on.
Yeah.
Like these.
That is hideous. That is hideous. That looks... it's not on anymore. That looks like a shoe that was created for like this weird... For a weird like movie about how like the future was gonna be.
That's hilarious.
That's
I own
dumb.
shoes. I own 2 pairs of shoes like these. Actually, no, I own a couple pairs of shoes like these because I legit like them.
No.
I look like an oversized toddler.
Yes, that's exactly. You know how them bobbleheads used to look like? Yes, pinches.
I look like an oversized toddler wearing these, but I have some.
That's disgusting.
I love it.
You look like, you know how them bobbleheads used to walk and shit, like used to do. It looks like that on your feet. It look. You know what I mean? It's just bad. So. Mira, Marcela.
I like it.
Look at this. That's horrible. It looks like your toe will enter the room before everybody, like the rest of your body. It looks like your whole front part of your foot. It's ridiculous. Only 4 people can fit in an elevator like that.
Only 4 people.
Before you turn and hit the rest of everybody.
Mom don't like them. Mom
because
definitely
they're gross.
Don't like them. Yeah, but
I
like the trend of them being big. I also I fuck with the boots being really thick like that too.
Boots is different. Boots is different.
There's a difference between like these and I have some that are actually like big chunky ones.
But like I'm gonna tell you, for women it's even worse for it to be a flagrant foul like that. If y'all wear them, for me it's even worse because one, you guys have such a diverse.
That's true.
Such a diverse style. And like you guys can
have so much range.
Your range when it comes to clothing is so large.
It's so big.
You guys can really accent every single part of your body, and there's a market for every single thing, from accessories on your hands, from accessories on your neck. And that's not to say that men don't have that also, but the range that you guys have from shoes, flats, pumps,
everything, you know, every round, because there's
stilettos,
there's range in a stiletto itself,
wedges,
there's range from
everything.
People who are like very like emo scene to very contemporary to very, you know,
and like the right person can make that shit look good.
So different.
Like the right person can make that shit look good, can make it look sexy, can make, you know what I mean?
There's just so much that goes into it.
Like I said right now, there's people with some oversized like cargo sweats.
Yeah, they be wearing it with
they like tie it at the bottom and they wear them with heels.
Yeah.
And like a tank top. And they look good. Like fucking great. y'all really got some range out here. So, ¿por qué? For why you guys are putting these hideousness?
Was that a trend in the 90s? I don't know.
Yeah, that shit comes directly from the 90s.
For real?
Look, there's something from every era of fashion that I'm like, okay, that could come back. That's cute. You know what I mean? Like, but the 90s is the worst. The 90s is like we were transitioning out of the 80s and we didn't know what to do. So we were just slapping shit on everything. You know what I'm saying? Like we were letting go of like the super hairspray hair and like the super colorfulness, but we were transitioning into a different period. That's not to say that we transition good, right? Because like early 2000s was like G Unit, like big ass white tees and like South Pole jeans and like all that. So I'm not saying that it got better immediately, but there's some shit that need to go. You know what I mean?
So I'm looking up like trends from the 90s that like
a lot of that shit is coming back around.
Come back. So like bomber jackets were making
bomber jackets are fire.
Bomber jackets, slip dresses for women.
Let me see what that looks like.
Slip dresses are like the
fire.
Like
Keep
very,
it.
Very.
I don't even mind that like retro color schemes.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Fanny packs are coming back.
Yo, fanny packs are coming back. That can go away.
Flannel shirts, I have a bunch of them. Timberlands. I don't like Timberlands. I think Timberlands are disgusting.
Nah, Timberlands in New York. I fucks with that.
I don't like them.
When AOC came to Houston to give turkeys away or whatever the fuck it was, like that one year, she showed up in Timberlands, and I was like, yo, that's so New York. That's so fucking Bronx, right, for her. I was like, yeah, I like you a little bit.
Like,
that was hot.
I don't know, man. To me, I guess I can see. I've never seen Timberlands like this before. Timberlands, like to me, were the bright orange looking ones that like.
Timberlands have to be khaki, like classic Timberlands have to be khaki. They have to be unlaced. You know what I mean?
The scrunchies.
With the champion hoodies, yo, New York is so fucking cool. New York is fucking fire, dude.
Board shorts, so like the little short shorts for men. You seen the ones?
Yeah, that gotta go away.
All the workout men that be working out, they got the little booty shorts coming out.
Yo, like why y'all be getting so excited about men showing their thighs?
Cause.
Why y'all be getting so excited about that?
Let me tell you something. As somebody, as a woman who appreciates the male body to its fullest extent when it comes down to men who work out, there's two things that I've like unapologetically have asked the men that I know that work out like consistently and consecutively. I've asked all of them at one point in our friendship, I would say, or our acquaintanceship. Is can you put me in a headlock because I really because I like
bitch what? First of all, explain yourself. Because why are you trying to get on a headlock? Because what kind of kink is like you with your friends?
It's a thing, bro. A lot of girls
like what kind you can get put in a headlock by anybody. What you mean a headlock?
No. But like men who work out and are beefy and are really like so like
you just want them to do it like for funskies?
Soft, you know, like you know what I mean. Look,
like, I know
the women know.
Like you ask your male friends to just put you in a headlock. Like hey, walk down the street with me.
Nah. If they're
beefy, you want them to headlock you with like a purse or something.
If they're like beefy and like have like defined like biceps and like forearms and shit like that, yeah.
Put you in a headlock for what? Like just, tight?
Nah.
Like make me lose consciousness or what?
No. It's just
or just like let me fit in there.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Just some. I don't know. It's just a thing.
Flex real quick.
Yeah.
You're weird.
Facts. And then also going back to like men showing their thighs and stuff. Yeah. Well, like the idea of like like big getting
what the fuck was that? What did you do? What did you do?
Your head is squeezed by their thighs. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, like you mean when you're performing sexual acts?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
you know how guys then tell the girls be like, I want to get like, I don't know if they actually say this, but like insinuate being like, I want to get like what are they? A leg lock. Like I want to be put in like a leg lock.
Bitch, what?
Like when you a man is eating out a woman.
If you're a woman out there and we go put this clip out. If you're out there and you've ever asked somebody if they could put you in a leg lock,
like
You tripping? Yeah, I need to. I want to know. I want to survey, and I want to see how many women are actually on board with what you're saying. Because first of all, you want to get put in a headlock acá, and then you want to get put in a leg lock acá. So what's going on with you specifically that you just need pressure around your head? What's going on with you?
It's a thing, man. I don't know. Maybe it's a kink.
How do you sleep? You put 2 pillows just to like. You go to sleep like this. No, you put 2 pillows. That's the only way you can sleep. Pressure. I just need pressure.
How, okay, as a woman, you know how like you just want to feel the weight of a man sometimes, like
the whole weight.
Yeah,
like lay on top of me, like plank. like what you mean?
Like, you know, just.
Something happened to you when you were little.
Yeah, I was put in a fucking cupboard is what I was. I was locked in a fucking cupboard.
You fell or something. Like, algo te pasó and you know, you probably put your head between the fucking fridge and shit. And like,
no, so like there's just like certain things that like for women, like it's like a headlock is just like a
Marcela,
cool,
I was expecting you to be like, whenever a man wears the short shorts and his thighs are out, it's like, ooh, like we're trying to give a peek or something. What you talking about? A leg lock right now?
I'm not on Lily shit like in like calves and shit. No. Like I just like the idea of like, yo, you got some thick thighs. When my head is there, just, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like big noses.
What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about?
You don't know about this? So like,
what about big noses?
So like, this is the thing when guys have like, you know, like a girl can like, you know, you can when you're sitting.
Marcela, you trying to sit here and tell me that you use a man's nose
is the thing
when
you're sitting
as a clit finder?
Sometimes,
you like you're trying to say you get your man's nose to like fucking.
You ain't never heard that before?
To breathe in and out of into your clit?
It's just a thing, bro. Like y'all ain't never heard that before. Y'all really have never.
You're over here trying to get. You're over here trying to get booger clit.
Nah, it's different. I don't know how to explain it.
It's different. Wait, women, I need y'all to come to her aid because I have no idea what's going on.
It's the thing. So like, it's literally I've met many women who are like, yeah, like big, not bigger, but like just like a specific. There's certain girls who are like they like noses specifically. When they're like thinking about the fact of like sitting on your man's face, the nose itself, because when y'all are moving and doing shit, like y'all just your nose is there.
You want the nose to go and go.
No. It's not that I don't want the nose to. I'm not about to sit on the nose specifically.
Put your nose up. Put your nose up, baby boy.
It's when you're down there, and especially if it's from the top. When y'all are just unable to do a lot of things, you're gonna move around. So what does your nose do when it's moving around? It's stimulating. So when you have a button nose and shit like that, it's not that in line. It's just like whatever.
Why can't you get a fucking vibrator?
Because man, I don't know. It's just fun. There's just a lot of things.
You just lazy.
No. When if I'm sitting on there, I'm not lazy. Like it's like nah, G. Because
I need verification. I need people to talk about this and like and put me on game because this shit sounds wild. And as somebody that has had plenty of experience, I have never been told anything about my nose. A lot of other things, but nothing about that nose though.
I mean, I've never told. I've never told a man that. Like I've never.
So this is unspoken.
Yeah.
You spilling secrets right now.
Yeah. Like it's just be like it's just like
women are gonna come for you. Like why are you telling our secrets?
No. We're not gonna come. They're just gonna agree. We're just all gonna be concessively like like a nice nose.
You know what? I'll take it because men have some shit like that in the bedroom too.
What they got?
Like
something that's not already known.
Oh, I don't know.
Because apparently all three of the things that I've mentioned, y'all are like, what are you fucking talking about?
I've never heard anybody say that.
I've literally had like multiple women be like, fuck yes, I would love that. Or like, yes, I would really like.
No, that's wild.
Like
I need to verify this.
There's literally like, I have seen videos of people all over the world.
I'm going to ask questions.
Being like, they see a buff man and be like, can you just like me in like a headlock for a little.
Yo, that's weird. If a woman that I was seeing asked me to put her in a headlock, I'm immediately not gonna see her again. I'm not about to get me too'd out here. You tripping?
Nah, G, because this is the thing. Like, okay, kinky women are on different shit, on different wavelengths. Because,
I get you.
Because you've mentioned actually in a previous podcast before about like the whole daddy kink or whatever.
Yes, I don't like being called daddy. No.
And like I have daddy kink because that's just a thing that like naturally comes out, and it's just like it's a thing. Like it's like a thing with like that's part of it. Like I
get it. I'm not unknown to the kink community, but I'm just saying, like, right off the top, if somebody's like, yo, can you leg log me, I'm gonna be like, no.
Well,
I don't know you like that. I don't know. First of all, what's your safe word? Because mine is Melon, and if you're not going
Melon,
if you can't get with Melon being part of the conversation right now, then like this ain't happening. You know what I mean? And I'll be very vocal. I'll be like, Melon. I'll be like, Melon, bitch, what you doing? Who told you could do that? You gotta ask questions before you do shit like that.
This is not a
for
free
real.
for all. Okay?
For real. I'm like, look, there's a standard, and if you want to go above the baseline, that's a different price. Like what? You can't just be going there. Like you can't just assume like melon, melon, cantaloupe, like the whole thing. You ain't about to do
the
that.
Whole genus.
Yeah,
just like brings out the whole
it
genus.
It has nothing to do with like male insecurity or anything like that. Nothing to do with that. It's just like, let's talk about it first. You want a list? We can make a list. we can make a list of the things that like that make sense or like or that we're cool with. Like, no, we need to have this conversation. Put your clothes back on. We're gonna start this over. We're gonna start this over. We go. First of all, let's go back to the bar. Like, I don't know what I feel uncomfortable here. I don't like the lights you got. Like, what's going on? Like,
because this is the thing. It's I don't fucking like the times I've asked people that. It was never in like a kinky like we're in bed situation. It was just like a hey like
y'all found that out accidentally.
I think so. I think it's a fact.
Okay.
There's like there's a new wave of people really liking to work out. I don't know if you've seen it, but like
you guys should like to work out because it releases endorphins naturally. So
but like there's been like a good wave of people being more into like let's bodybuild, let's get a little bit beefier. There's nothing wrong with whatever, and for women as well. So like the idea of like men getting beefier, and me liking beefy men has just always been like, you know, because you got the pillow behind you, and then you got the like. Hand. You know what I mean, because when you do that, your head is on their pecs.
You crazy. I'm not saying that kink doesn't exist. I'm not saying it's not a thing. But if you pull that out on me, off top, on the rip, we gonna have some problems. we gonna have some problems. I'm be like, first of all, you're trying to get video evidence. I'm not about to get like
facts. So you do have to talk about this beforehand, like you're saying, no,
because I'll be real vocal. Even if you don't know my safe word, I will say it, and they'll be like, "What the fuck?"
Like, what?
I'm like, no, that's my safe word. We got to start this over. You don't go there. That's not what we talked about.
Like I really much appreciate when people are vocal about what they do and don't like, because I found out a lot about people that way. I've also found out a lot about myself based off what people end up telling me, bro. Communication is 100,000%
We'll make it happen. Just tell me what you want. Ain't no shame in nobody's game. Tell me what you want.
Facts,
and and we'll make it happen.
Absolutely.
But, if you just pull that shit out like that, though, that's weird. I feel like some of these things we gotta work up to. You can't just be saying that shit.
I don't think I
got something. Yeah. You know, guys can fake it too.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like anything can be faked.
No.
Like fake what?
Like
fake ejaculation? Yeah.
Yeah.
But like nothing comes out.
Well.
Or some come out.
No, like I'm gonna just speak for myself. I don't know if I could see. Here's the difference between guys and girls, right? Girls will talk about sex, the act of sex, maybe even to some degree, like maybe not their partners while they're in the moment, but like after the fact, if y'all ever break up or something, y'all are talking about each other. You know what I mean? It's gonna happen. Sometimes even in the moment, like you know what I mean. I always make it clear, like, don't be talking about me to nobody, like until we break up. You can say whatever the fuck you want, but regardless, Y'all talk about it. We don't talk about
with
that
friends,
shit.
yeah,
We don't
yeah.
talk about that
Yeah.
shit. I have never in my life gone to any of my friends, no matter how close they are, and talked about any of the fucking girls that I've been with.
Yeah.
Not once. Not specifics, not details, not like this many times, not she likes it like this, not I like it when she does this. Like none of those remotely close to that
Interesting.
conversations. They know we fuck because we're together.
Because they just
That's
know.
it.
Yeah.
That's all they know. Nothing more.
That's interesting.
Right? And that whole like locker room talk where like men will like talk about certain shit or like share like nudes and shit like that. Like that's just vile, and y'all men need to grow the fuck up and fuck all the way off. That's just not cool.
Facts.
But in general, men don't talk about that kind of shit.
Yeah.
We just at least in my experience, none of the men I'm around have ever talked about that shit.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna speak for myself. There's been plenty of times. And I mean plenty of times. I would even argue just as many times as the latter, where I've been like,
It's like it's going on too long.
Like,
Just wanna-
I'm bored.
yeah.
Like
I know.
I'm just a little bored by
facts,
by the
so.
performance,
Facts, that's the thing, I'm sure.
by the performance, right? And like, so I'll just fake it. I'll just fake it. You know.
And just hurry up.
And
Yeah.
there is a little bit of a maneuver situation, right? Because like it can be pretty hard. Like if she's real kinky and she wants something very specific at the end, and like, you know what I mean? If it's something like, yo, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like then I gotta be like, fuck, like I gotta like fucking like conjure it up or some shit. You know what I mean?
Start thinking about all of it.
Yeah. But if not, if it's like shit, I mean, like this is crazy. But like even if we're not using a condom, sometimes that's even better because then I'll just be like, oh, I couldn't. It was so good, I couldn't help it, and like I just didn't do anything.
I think we talked about
And how
this
you gonna
before, Jerry.
verify? You ain't gonna go in there and figure it out.
Well, it comes out.
Well, yeah, but like in the middle of everything, I'm just like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
We'll lay back down, like, hey,
Yeah.
everything.
Well,
that was really
and I
good.
think
Like,
it's like,
you know
it's
what I mean?
crazy
Like,
because it's like, it's so, for
thank you
women.
for coming, Merry Christmas. Like, you know what I mean?
For
Like,
women, it's so easy to just do it. Well,
yes,
better,
you guys have it easier in terms of like.
Better said. A lot of the times, it's just like y'all get there and we just never do. So it's not about us faking it. It's just we just never get there. So it's like,
That's wild.
I don't pretend. I'm not this one thing. I might care about men's feelings, but in the bed, I'm not about to stroke your ego because you gotta find out that you ain't good, or at least that you didn't do your job. So it's like, at the end of the day, if we finish or you finish and I clearly didn't, I'm just gonna be like, look, this was fun.
This was
was amazing. But like, no. Like, I'm never coming back to you. I ain't ever calling you back up.
I'm just saying.
That's a fact.
Many times,
and you know,
on my end, there's been times where I'm like, man, I'm wearing a condom. I can't fake it right now like this, because then like then you'll when I fucking pull out,
well,
you're gonna see that there's nothing in there.
Well, if you fucking at night, just kind of like, you know,
Well,
like
that's why you gotta be methodical with
You
it.
gotta,
But
like, figure this out.
the point that I'm making is that men can fake it too. And like women will be like, man, I can tell when you faked it. I'm like, no, you can't.
No, you can't.
No, you can't.
Because if men can't
No, you
tell
can't.
when you fake it, then it's, you know,
No, you can't.
it's not like that. No.
Yeah. And to that point, men can't tell either, so long as you always fake it.
Yeah.
So long as you always fake it, we can never tell because the baseline is always fake.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But the moment that you're like, it's like the uncontrollable one, the one where it's like, it fucking got you like this and shit. After that point, it's like, bitch, hold up. So that one time after your sister's birthday, cousin, like, you know what I mean?
But this is my thing. It's like, I feel like when that happens, the wrong kind of like development happens in men's minds, or at least I feel like that's what's been happening or happens, is instead of them being like, damn, like they've been faking it all this time, blah, blah, it should be like, damn, I haven't been doing my job then, because
No. Okay. Men will probably get there first, like
and then
insecurity.
get to the other one?
But here's what I say instead. I'm gonna rebuttal that. If a man finds out that his girl's been faking it the entire time, right? I feel like the appropriate response should not be either, oh shit, she's been lying to me, or it shouldn't also be like, man, I feel defeated, I haven't been doing my job. I think that the appropriate response is, baby girls, sit with me real quick because we're going to have this conversation. Why have you not felt comfortable enough to tell me what it is that you need so that we could do that shit every fucking time? That's what the appropriate conversation needs to be, right? Because that was going to be my next question. Do you get insulted as a man? You can answer. Do you get insulted as a man if you find out she always faked it? Well, it depends on the delivery. If you guys are fighting and she's like, man, you ain't ever made me come ever, blah blah blah. Then of course you might feel insulted because you're using it as a weapon.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
but if you say it like if you find out and it's like not like she means well, she's not trying to hurt your feelings. You know what I mean? Then the appropriate response is, babe, what the fuck? Like,
that's so crazy.
What are we doing? What do you need? We'll go right now. Like, what do you need? Do we need to go to the store? Do we need to, I got Amazon Prime. What you need? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's going on right now? I gotta dress up like fucking Tinky Winky. Like, what's going on? Like,
okay, what's going on? What are we doing? What's the plan?
That's what the appropriate response should be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's crazy though to me because like to me, like sex itself or like the act of it, that act of like physical intimacy, if you were to call it that, is so high on my list of things that are necessary in a relationship that I cannot be with someone that I have to have that kind of conversation with, because if it's not good any of the times, or if it's just like been like not really what it needs to be, I'm not gonna enter into a relationship with you and be like, yeah, let's figure it out.
But how is it gonna get good if you never say something?
Well,
like you can't, like, I feel like it's extremely realistic. I feel like it's extremely unrealistic to expect it to be good from the very beginning.
No, you gotta give it a couple times.
No, not even a couple times. You gotta give it a couple times and talk about every time as many times, because like, or else you're just playing roulette. Well, how do you know that the person won't be
it's crazy
apt or willing to be like, oh shit, I didn't know that, put me on game, what's going on?
It's just so crazy to me because I don't know, because like there's been people who like just did it like really well.
Yes, and in those kind of situations, whenever it just happens, you're like, ooh, take notes. Fucks with that. That stays on the good to go. We don't do takeout from this place anymore. You know what I mean?
Like, well, to me, it's always just been like, okay, well, there's been like situations where that's been fine, but like personality wise, just don't work. So that's why it's not whatever.
Sure.
But like when it comes down to speaking about, and I also think it's very like, it starts playing into different kinds of roles here, because as a man, I feel like when you approach the subject of like, hey, what do you like? What is it that, you know, that you're going for, whatever. It doesn't even matter if this is somebody that you're dating for a long time. Maybe it's just somebody that you're consistently having sex with. But as a woman, let me tell you why that gets a little bit complicated on our end to approach initially, because a lot of the times people be like, how do you know that you like that? Like, you get,
yes, there's a little bit of shame.
There's that bit of a shame that happens.
But that's why men have to do better.
They definitely
do. That's why men have to do better and initiate the conversation. Like, so we all been fucking, bro. All of us. All of us have been doing some crazy shit.
Facts.
All of us got all shit. Like you catch me yelling Melon on the wrong day, and I'm like, yo, that shit is wild. That shit was crazy, though. That was some because like you know what I mean?
Then I feel like that's the big issue with like men. Men gotta do better in that regard. They gotta do a lot better at that, because like a lot of the times we be like, bro, like I can't tell you that this shit like was whack, because like
then your ego gets bruised,
because your ego get bruised, and all of a sudden you whatever, and then second, all of a sudden have this like realization like, damn, is my girl a hoe? Bitch, you been knowing I'm a hoe. Like you just gotta know this. Like please, like don't be like, man, no, you know. Because you are not, a lot of the times, men, when they, and I've had this happen before, where it's like, how did you know how to do that? Oh, that was really good. But like, how did you know? It's like, don't ask me the stupid question. Don't be asking me.
Do you really want to know?
Like you don't. First of all, you don't gotta know. Second of all, why do you care to know? It was already good. Why, don't ruin the situation by trying to.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because
that's
it's
fair.
like,
does that happen the same on the other end?
What?
Like if a guy does something, you're like, yo, bitch, how you know how to do that?
Nah, because it's so common for men to just be sexually experimental with however many women. So it's like, to me,
here's where I go back with this. It is so common for men to be sexually active, but it's also very common for men to be stigmatized as being bad at sex, not finding the clit, not being able to finish people off. The whole thing you started with was it's more common for women not to finish, which mean that by definition, men are just going in to fucking come and leave.
I'm also saying this.
So statistically speaking,
I'm also saying this from a 24-year-old perspective,
sure,
which I think also has.
And I'll tell you this from a 30-year-old perspective. There's been plenty of times where I've been involved with somebody and they're like, man, I've never had this happen before and this and that, because one, like you said, the communication doesn't get talked about, but then also because we talk about this all the time. Whenever we talk about sex education, we talk about the fact that we don't normalize talking about sex whenever we're young, right? Whenever we're in school, whenever, sex education in general. So if we don't talk about that, how do you expect anybody from any generation to ever be comfortable talking about sex fluidly in the comfort of a safe space, right? So if you know that ahead of time, why on earth would you expect it to be good on the first couple tries? Why on earth, if you know for a fact this person comes from a history of not being comfortable talking about sex, not being told what to do right, not being communicative. So I feel like it's unfair if a woman says, I gotta see if you're good, I'll give you 3 or 4 tries, and if not, I'm never talking to you again. That's not fair.
I also think that it comes from the idea that I don't know. Again, like we were talking about it earlier, I don't know if it's been like just a custom for men to do and women to like just continuously like support that idea and just be okay with it, or if this isn't a thing. But like, to me, a lot of the times men have this rep of it being like, oh, they're just one and done. Like they are just going in to get their thing, and that's it. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, I have seen like threads on Twitter, and I've seen people like on TikTok, and men specifically, actually, I've seen more men talk about this and I've seen women talk about this. I've seen men on TikTok be like, bro, like it's not just about you. Type of situation, because it's a common, I don't know if it's a misconception, because I feel like it's been very commonly seen that a lot of men come up with the idea of, it's like, I'm done. So this is it. That's the end of sex. And it's just like, I don't know if that's something that's just been like a norm that's just kind of been
it might be like, it might also be a natural feeling too, because like once you finish, once you come,
you're done.
You immediately
your climax goes down.
Like your mood comes down. So at that point, you like enter the room. Officially. You know what I mean? So it might be clarity. It might be easier at that point to be like, oh shit, like now it feels weird because now like you're naked, or like whatever. You know what I mean? Instead of just being in like go mode.
And that's why I've encountered more men now. Both men that I'm friends with and men that I've like, been involved with that are like, no, let me do you first, and then we'll keep going. Cause
man, it's supposed to be fun, dog.
Because at the end of the day, women keep going after we orgasm. Like there is no such thing as us just being like, we reached climax and that's it, sweetie. Like no. Like we can keep going up and down and keep going to all the climaxes as much as we want. And y'all's just naturally the way it goes. It's like once you reach that climax, you can keep going afterwards, but you got to really be in a different headspace for it to continuously be going multiple rounds. In fact, I've had it a lot where it's like, maybe this is something I've internalized from now that I'm thinking about it. I've always been like, oh, it's okay. I'm okay with multiple rounds. And people are always like, why? And like friends of mine, girls and men alike, are like, why multiple rounds? And I'm like, well, because like, don't men do like, they do their thing, and then I just gotta wait for the other round to actually continue. And I've always been seen with like the face of like, why is that something you've just kind of gotten used to?
Right.
And now that I think about it, I'm like, bro, that is actually something I've like told myself, like, oh, it's fine. The first time is for them. The second couple of times or whatever, I'll eventually get there. And I never realized that wow, that's telling. I never actually thought about that.
And I'm gonna tell you why I say this, right? When I was 19 years old, I started dating a 30-year-old.
Ah, yes.
And she put me on game.
I bet.
Like, it was one of those situations where like the relationship and the bond was so like natural and fluid that like it was one of those times where, excuse the imagery or whatever, but like I felt like, oh shit, like I'm learning some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't like this weird fetish where like it was like, oh, like I'm the student, you're the teacher. Like it wasn't like that, but like it was like
no Mrs.
it was like a
Robinson
very
type of
normal
situation.
there was no stigma, there was no like it was a safe space.
Yeah.
So then it was like, oh shit, like now I remember very specifically feeling like, ooh, like I know how this person works. And I am excited to have moments with this person.
Yeah.
Because I know the nooks and crannies, and I know like the buttons to push, and like, you know what I mean? I know those things, and that's very exciting. It feels like the flirting got more intense. The like everything just got much more like heavily. So like after that moment, right? I ended up breaking up with her, and we, you know, and shit like, you know, split off. But after that moment, then I realized, holy shit, people aren't having these conversations. Sometimes people are just like here for the moment, and then they bounce. Yeah. Right? Which is fine.
Like the one night stand culture of it being
but like, and that's totally cool. If you know it's going to be a one night stand, there might not be any use in investing the time. Trying to say, I like this, I like that, I like it like that, right? So in that sense, I get it. But overall, like I dated people after that. And even then I was like, wait, what? No, we're going to talk about this. Yeah. Because this is not, we can't just like slowly figure it out on accident. Like, no, like,
it's
what's going on? Like, talk to me.
Go.
Like, this is the moment. And people didn't do that. So I was like, yo, like, we need to start really like normalizing this, because that shit it's important.
Fair.
It's super important. And it's supposed to be fun.
Yeah. I realized the communication thing was important when I started thinking about how it is supposed to be fun. Like and there's like obviously way more talk about it now for the women to be open and more vocal about like, hey, is this fun? Like, is this fun for you too? You know what I mean? 'Cause you know, better said, you don't know, but like you are assuming or going under the impression that the man is going to have their fun regardless. You know what I mean? Sure. But of course that there's always the situations where you guys might just fake it because it's not as pleasant or it's not as like arousing as it was when you first started the act itself. So kind of like getting into it now as a 24-year-old, it makes a lot more sense of like, we got to be talking about this beforehand. And I also think it's also, especially now for me specifically, it's just like it coming from doing the one night stands type of situation. It became very, very boring very, very quickly when I was under the impression that it wasn't going to be that way, because I'm like, oh, I'm young, it's fun, like let's, you know, like it doesn't have to be that deep or whatever. And then it like clicked. It's like no, like it's only ever more enjoyable, like to actually find somebody that you could talk to about what are your likes, what are your needs.
Even if it is casual.
Even if it is casual. Like even if it's like a casual thing and you are with this person and it's just a casual relationship, nothing more than just casualness going on, it is always a good idea to be like, this is what I like. This is what I want to try. What do you think? What's going on here? Like what are we doing? What do you like most? How do you like it? Like, you know, what's the word that you're like, hey, this is too much, or hey, this is not enough, or where are we? Where are your limits? Where are my limits? Like what? Because a lot of the times, like specifically for me, I always end up being way more adventurous in it. Mm-hmm. So I get a lot of the like, oh, you do that? Or like, oh, you like that? Or like, damn, like, and it gets again back into the conversation of like people being like,
yeah, men gotta do better with that bullshit, because then they'll be like, oh, they'll judge you and shit, but your porn history says otherwise, nigga.
Facts. oh, you know what?
Like, like your porn history says that you like some weird ass shit, so don't play.
Yo, you know what is something that I've actually started to ask people, and it's super fucking telling, and it's kind of weird, is the fact that I've now, like my sexual partners, if I have any, I've actually asked them, like, what kind of porn do you like to watch?
That's a good question.
And it's very telling, because a lot of times they're like, oh, you know, like I like watching like Latinas and whatever, and I'm like,
that's what you search for?
Them.
No. That's what I'm saying.
I'll
like,
be like, that's what you search for, and I'll look at them.
But you can't be mad if you're about, you know what I mean? If you're Latina, you're like, oh, no wonder he's here.
I'll look at them and be like, oh, so that explains the selection of
that
like,
explains why you're here.
That explains the situation, and they're like, yeah, and I'm like, yeah, I'm like, it's cool.
Do you think that? Do you ask for verification?
What do you mean?
Or do you think they're just telling you that so that
well,
it's
most of the time men don't. I don't really think men.
Because what if they're just like, fuck, I ain't gonna tell them I like granny porn. I'm gonna tell her I like Latinas because she's a Latina.
I've gotten a lot of Latina. I've gotten a lot of amateur. I've gotten people being like never lesbian, surprisingly. Like I don't know. I'm like, why y'all not telling the truth? So I'll just
Mentiroso.
I'll literally just be like, I'll out it myself. I'm like, oh, I like lesbian. That's like the one that I like. And they're like, oh, really? And I'm like, yeah, G, like that. Stop. Just be honest with it. But it's very telling about like it's like a like post nut clarity coming through, but it's
pre no, that's not post nut clarity. That's a pre nut pre nut spotlight.
Really?
That's like, oh shit.
No, I always ask it afterwards.
Oh, afterward? Oh, never mind.
So like, I like beforehand, it'll be like, oh yeah, like what do you like? Like, where do I gotta stop? Because I always have to ask that, because I'm usually way more adventurous than the guys that I'm with, and it's kind of boring. But like it's telling to them. I'm like, where do you want me to stop? Because I will keep going, and a lot of the times men will be like,
Aki, stop right here.
Stop right there. And then sometimes they won't, and then I'll be like, all right, cool. Like, and it's just like, again, that goes back to the fact that like we were talking about, I like bi men. I like, you know, like the whole gender fluidity thing. So to me, it's just very much like, I don't care what you like, bro. Like, just so long as it's not like some weird degrading shit. And even then, it really depends. But like, we just really got to talk about.
Ease onto it.
Yeah, ease into it type of situation.
Yeah. Nah, like, I feel that. That's a good question. That's actually a very good metric for a question. And it would probably serve right for men to ask girls the same thing.
Yeah. I think they should.
I've asked girls, like, what kind of, when we're in the middle of a conversation, I've asked them, like, what kind of porn do you watch?
Yeah.
And what I've found more telling.
What do you like? Yeah.
Yeah. What I've found more telling is that girls don't know how to look for porn.
They don't.
Guys know how to look for porn.
Facts, they do. Of course. How?
Like, guys really know how to look for the porn they specifically want.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Girls don't know how to look for porn.
No, they'll go and they'll be like, Pornhub first page popular, let's go, and that's it.
Or they'll just type in like a word that's like not helpful at all.
Yeah.
and then they'll just like try to guess, and like you know what I mean.
Like I've seen like
nah, son, like you got to get into that shit.
Most of the girls that I've seen or that I've talked to, a lot of girls don't actually watch porn, which is surprising.
These are lies. These are lies.
I don't know. They don't go onto like porn sites to look for them. I'm sure they go on like Twitter and shit like that. And like
maybe,
and, like,
but they watch porn. Everybody's got to watch something.
They got to one way or another. You either reading it, you either watching it, or something. I don't know. Whatever.
Or you're making it.
But like it's
the Holy Trinity.
Yes. The Holy Trinity. If you can unlock all three, good for you, okay? Good for fucking you. Homemade is fine too. Anyways.
Yo, we were talking about the evolution of the OnlyFans girl earlier. That shit was funny. Anyway.
Facts. The evolution of the OnlyFans
We'll talk about that next time.
Yes. So ultimately, I ask this question at the end. I don't ask it at the very beginning, because beginning is about how we're going to handle the situation that's about to come up. At the end or the next morning or whatever, it's like Well, I feel like once you cross the boundary or once you cross that like line of intimacy, because you're crossing a line of intimacy, no matter how you look at it, no matter, no matter if it's a one night stand, no matter if you're never going to see that person again, you've crossed that line of intimacy on both ends. Because, bro, I seen your booty hole.
That shit winked at me. He did one of these.
You breathed and it did something, okay?
you need to go get checked.
Like, I just want to let you know, I think you need to go get a colonoscopy, okay?
And then you need to go get that shit checked out.
No, facts. Because this be
you
like,
missed the hair.
Facts. Because because it's true. It's like, look, you leave a sex situation or like a relationship or whatever, and be like, bro, I seen your booty hole. Like it's a literally like as a girl, as a guy.
I get you.
As a guy, I think you think like, I seen your pussy, I seen your booty hole. It's not a big deal. I seen your titties, whatever. And I feel like it's so normalized for guys to be like, that's just part of the sex thing. But like, I don't think they think about like, I seen the way your balls drop. I seen how wrinkly, why one is bigger than the other. I see why one is stuck more up top than the other one. I seen the shape. I seen whether it's a mushroom, whether it's not. I see why it's tilted. Why it tilted to the left. You know what I mean? Like all of the things that like we pay attention to that shit. So
of course you do. You got to.
And women, I mean, I don't know.
I just explained that you guys talk about everything.
Facts,
you guys talk about everything,
bro.
Yeah, I'm sure the group chat goes off because men. Let me tell you something. Yeah. Whether you like it or not, your girl has a group chat with not just your girl, your ex-girl, your ex-girl, that one girl that you just like fucked one night, that whatever, like every single sexual partner that you've ever had has a group chat where they've talked about your dick before.
And we've talked about girth, we've talked about shape,
everything, absolutely everything.
We've talked about, length, we've talked about shape, we've talked about color, we talk about everything. And
so y'all talk about everything. So y'all fucking.
We talk about whether there's hair. We talk about whether there's not hair. We talk about how sometimes there is weird veins in weird places. Like it's just like a thing. Everything. So again.
Yeah, we don't do that. At least I don't do that. I was speaking for myself.
And again, I don't know it. Like, and again, I don't. And it's usually with the girls that you're like. Obviously, I'm not about to tell this shit to like people like I'm not super close with, but like friends that are like consistently knowing about my like sexual history or my like sexual escapades or like whatever the fuck's happening at the time, like they know because they're in it as it's happening. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's the thing about
slightly. Like whenever I've asked that question, the porn question, or they've asked me, I'm always like real upfront. I'm always like, it's not about the type of porn, it's the women in the porn.
As you should be. Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's always my response. Yeah. It's like I don't watch a type. Like I don't watch like a kink where like it's this type of kink for sure. Mm-hmm. Like always secretary or always this and that. Like, you know what I mean? The genres of it is fucking crazy. Yeah. But like for me, it's always like there's a very specific performer that I like. Yeah. So I type her name in. Yeah. And then I just have like a bank of like.
And I think it's like, and it's like, for men, I don't think the porn question gets asked like to us often. And I think a question that like doesn't necessarily have to be asked to men, but I think is very important to be asked to women is, how do you like to masturbate? Like, what do you like to do?
That's a whole different thing.
And well, because a lot of the times, like, we use porn obviously to masturbate, sure, the way men do it as well. But it's like they don't take that into consideration, or if they do it at all, because a lot of women don't.
But see, this is what I'm talking about, because again, whenever I was younger, like whenever you first learn how to do this shit, there's some experiences where I'm just like, hey, like I know that the in general you can describe it very simply.
And the fact that you go, very telling.
I know that in general you can describe the act very simply, but like no mames, like
literally, no
mames. For the lack of expression, like chill, dog. Like that's not. Don't do that again. Like that. Let me go ahead and coach you through this real quick. Like that's not happening. So yeah, you're right. I feel like that gets answered throughout the communication phase though. Like of you talking through it or whatever. It probably kind of gets answered, but
and I think like it's very, I don't know. I've just started like. It just started becoming more prominent in my mind to be asking those kinds of questions
it's important.
And at the time. So like I'm not about to ask you this question like
At the club.
Yeah. Like, I'm like, hey, what kind of party you watch? Like, you know.
Imagine at the club, Bad Bunny's playing.
And you're like, hey, what kind of party you like to watch? Like, nah.
Hey, tell me what category porn.
Yeah,
like,
nah, G. Like, it's you gotta pick the times, you gotta pick the place, you gotta also pick like how, because again, I also feel like in the like women in of themselves are also not all that big on like pleasing the man. That makes any sense, because I feel like,
oh shit, you about to turn some heads there.
I might be.
But plenty women be like, "What you mean?"
No,
like,
no, and I say that.
Men come.
I say nah, because this is the thing though. It's one thing for a man to come and for you to orgasm, but it's another thing to please a man as you are having sex with a man. Like it's the same way that women be like, "Oh, I like foreplay, I like this, I like that," and that's what you need to reach your climax. Because you know how the idea is that women take longer to climax because they just need more stimulants to be happy. Just because men can come fast through one stimulus doesn't mean you got to skip all the rest of the stimuluses.
Stimuli.
You don't got
Funguses.
the stimuli. You don't got to skip through all of them. Like you could be playing with the ears. You can play with the, you know.
Yo, don't play with my
Nah, G. Baby Radio's like handles, bro.
Yeah, you give me go gust of wind real quick. Yo, that's fucking crazy. Don't be playing with my ears like that. My earlobe all hanging and shit.
Nah, because like I've actually like in the middle of it, I've actually. So I remember telling one guy, I was like, "You like it when I be all up in your ear?" And he looked at me and he goes, "No." And I go up to his ear and he's like, and I'm like, "Bruh."
The face you made.
Like that ass. I was like, G.
G, you lie.
Yeah, you lying.
You lie.
I'm like, what you mean?
You lie. So what you're saying is only your left nipple. only your left nipple in counterclockwise rotations. Whenever Keisha Cole is on.
Yeah.
Only in that set of circumstances.
Yeah. And so I remember like asking, and then they were like, "Well, yeah, I really like it." I'm like this is just not happening to you enough. And the only reason that I knew was because motherfucker couldn't leave my ear alone. I was like, "Gee, did I tell you that I like this?" Because I didn't, and I don't.
You're projecting.
So
right
like
now.
you're really projecting.
You're projecting.
You are really
right
projecting, and I was like, "Yo, you gotta like," because I do feel like a lot of the times people expect it like to be mirror. Like they mirror. They either try to mirror or they do something so that you kind of like get the hint of like, do it, do the thing like without having to say anything. And I'm not gonna do that. You ain't never gonna catch me not saying something. Like
you're just experimenting and shit. Like you're right on the forehead. Did you like that? Okay, that's not it. Pinky to the nose. No, you don't like that? Okay, we're gonna try something the nose then.
So
There's a bitch. What? No, like the dude's like, "Oh, I don't like this no more. I feel like I'm at the doctor." Like, no, he's tripping. Yo, that's wild.
Nah, because this thing, like, I'm maybe it's again back to the Latina thing. I'm vocal. I'm just gonna tell you up front, like, why you like that, or do you like that, or what do you? And people get real surprised
because you're opening the door for like vulnerability.
And women, but that is also the thing. Like, I have so many friends of mine. They're like, I'm never gonna tell a guy like things during. I'm like, why not? Like, you're not making it fun for yourself either. Like, if you're not talking about what it is that you both like,
Yeah, but I gotta tell you, like, you got self-awareness is more important than self-love forever and ever and ever. I live by this self-awareness. So, like, if you know that your kink is all the way at 3,000. You gotta ease into it. You can't just be like diapers. Like, you can't because you show up date number 4 and you're like diapers, and I'm just like, did you shit on yourself? And we ate sushi. Like, what you
Like,
talking
what's
about?
happening?
That was small. Like, what are you doing? How fast is your mentality? You a runner? You long distance? Like, what's going on right now? Like, what's going on?
True.
So you gotta ease. You gotta ease your way into it. You can't be like rape fantasy off top. Like, hell
Facts.
no. I'm not no.
Facts.
No.
Big no.
No. You didn't see what happened to Johnny?
Yeah,
Like, I'm not about to go through this shit.
And that's true though. That's true because like as somebody who is very experimental and is up and open for a lot of shit, it is very.
You gotta ease into it.
And as a woman, it's been like.
Same thing for
It's
men
for
too.
men though. Same thing for men because
you can't just show up and be like schoolgirl outfit. Like, no, dog. Like, wait. Don't be Sailor Moon in this shit right now. Like, this ain't it right now. This is date number one.
Like,
figure out what the cat's name is.
Yes.
Figure out, like, you know.
Yes.
Remember the gate code. Like, don't be wait your turn. Like,
yes,
you'll get there.
And I think a lot of the times, the men don't. It's not that they don't receive it well whenever a girl starts opening up that stuff, but a lot of the times, like, even if I just hint at it, they're like, oh, no. But some of these motherfuckers take it too far. Some of them, it's like, I didn't say I like that. You know what I mean? Like
hey.
like, hey.
Melon.
Literally.
Melon.
Watermelon.
Watermelon.
Just like a watermelon. Nah, because
that's always been my safe word for everything.
Really?
It doesn't even have to be about sex. It'd be whatever. Like, the moment I feel uncomfortable, I'm like, melon. I be saying that shit so normally. Like, I be shit. Like, I was at the bank one time. And some
what?
I was at the bank and some dude started getting so mad because he couldn't get a loan or some bullshit. And I was just sitting down and he started throwing fits and he was like starting to cry. And I was like, ooh, melon. Like, I don't like this. This is my threshold. I don't, white people crying. It's not around. It's not.
Ew,
you know what I mean?
Grown man crying at a bank.
And you age faster like that. Like, white people age faster when they cry. Like, you know what I mean? Like, those tears are not miraculous. Like,
no.
You know what I mean? So, that's not it. But like, I'll say it randomly. It doesn't matter. I'm like, I
don't think I've ever. And as somebody, I should actually start coming up with the word that like I should have a word.
Everybody should have a safe word.
I've had. It's just so fucking weird because it's like I've never encountered a situation where where my threshold was exceeded, except for one.
You're gonna need it.
And I just cut them off.
Get a safe word. What's something you really absolutely don't like? Like, excuse me. No matter what. Hands down, unequivocally. It doesn't have to be food. It could be like something else. Like, that's the way that I attribute it. So it's really easy for me to find myself safe for it because when I don't like something, I just attribute it to something that I really, really, really don't like. And I don't like melon. Melon is a selfish fruit.
Oh, I see what you mean. Melon is a selfish fruit.
Melon is a selfish fruit. Don't play me.
Ah.
Anytime melon is in the fruit cup and it touches every other fruit,
and
every other fruit tastes like a piece of that melon.
That's true.
And I hate that shit. Oh, fucking.
That's true.
Selfish ass fruit. Fucking pears don't do that shit. Watermelon don't do that shit. Jicama don't do that shit.
Jicama don't taste like shit, bro.
I know.
So
you eat. Imagine eating jicama and it tastes like melon. You pissed.
You know, I've come to the realization through this podcast that I apparently don't have like many like
things you don't like.
Deep sort of thoughts because y'all like really think about things in your life, like icks and like red flags. And
I just saw that in passing.
And like, I've never really thought about anything like that. Like,
so there has to be something that you absolutely don't like.
I'll eventually think about it. Can't think of that. That's crazy.
We'll wrap it up. What day is it today? It is June 26th. So shout out to Stranger Things is coming out this next weekend. Shout out to there's some movies. We could have talked about Elvis, but we'll talk about that next time because Elvis ain't shit. And what else? We've got Supreme Court ain't shit.
Supreme Court ain't shit. Facts.
What else?
BET Awards happened today.
BET Awards happened today. We might get into that depending on how that goes. Will Smith is allowed to go to the BET Awards. Everything's cool. What else? What
What else happened?
I started seeing today that people weren't going to celebrate 4th of July. And I was like, when did we ever fucking
When
celebrate
did we
4th
agree
of
to
July?
that? Oh,
4th
happy
of July
Pride,
been canceled for a long
guys.
fucking time. Like, I don't understand where people been living, but 4th of July been canceled. When's the last time you celebrated 4th of July?
I don't know, but I
4th of
celebrated.
July is grandma's birthday. We don't be doing shit with like American
celebrated
flags and all this
Juneteenth.
shit. When's the last time we celebrated 4th of July? Tell me.
Like 10 years ago.
Mexicans celebrate 4th of July. And if we celebrated it, it's because we went to somebody else's house because they were cooking.
Facts.
It wasn't because we were like, yo, this is it. Like, this is the one.
You know, the last time
holiday.
I
That's not it.
celebrated, last time I celebrated 4th of July was with the Zermeños. And that's because they went to
because
Kima.
they were cooking.
They went to Kima.
went to Kima,
And they
yeah.
went, and they took us to Kima. And I remember that
we
shit.
don't
But that was the
celebrate
last fucking time.
4th of July been canceled.
No,
Fuck all that.
you know, and you want to know when the last time I celebrated the Mexican Independence Day? Last year, bro. I celebrate that every single year. We go in El Grito, and then like we'll go to you know, but like make it bigger.
Yeah.
And then you know we always go celebrate like the Virgin Mary's birthday and shit like
I'm
that.
not trying to say I'm anti-American, even though people might interpret it that way. But shit, like
Fuck America, bro. I have that right.
4th of July. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, in the Latin American community, at least the one that we've been a part of for our entire lives, that shit don't slap the way white country singers be thinking it slaps. It don't slap like that. It don't. It really don't. It don't with your white tee. It don't.
Nope.
It don't slap like that.
Not with your Old Navy,
Yeah,
fucking
like, you know,
American flag tee, never.
Nah, son. It don't slap.
I don't have
It
no
don't-
swimsuit with the American
It
flag
don't
on it. Let me
slap
tell you that.
like that. It just don't. It just fucking don't.
Facts.
So, there's a, you know, we'll come back to it. Thank you everybody for the support. We're gonna keep posting shit.
Facts.
Yeah. Keep supporting. Keep sharing. We hope that you like the content. We're gonna keep at it. There's some more ideas that we have coming up, and we can't wait to show you guys. We've been having such a blast seeing what everybody's been saying on TikTok and what people have been saying on Instagram, and YouTube.